channel description in.
if you wish. Okay, so
Okay,
I
sorry.
had this really good idea, but the two people I want to actually invite to a live stream are probably either sleeping or they're just doing something else for the night. But I have Flames here, and the idea popped into my head. I'm working on a collab hack with two people right now called Armadia,
Yeah.
and I figured I'd make like some live streams in the future where people can drop
Yeah.
by and I can just actually answer their questions on stream, also perform the procedures that they're having trouble with.
No
Say like
one has ever done
Flames is
that
wanting to
before.
learn how to make an overworld. So I'm gonna just make a sample overworld that we can work with. But
Can we make? Wait. No one in YouTube has ever did a live stream like this. It's always a notepad or some stupid one-part tutorial, right?
not all one part. Okay, I just noticed how the water here is actually like messed up. And this is like from the original Super Mario World. This is like a completely untouched overworld. I just made a I
I
just
have a
made a
clean
copy
ROM.
of the original ROM
I
file.
have a clean ROM. I have a clean.
Same here. I just made
Do
a
you
clean
want it?
ROM file so I wouldn't actually mess up anything I've previously been working on. So this is the
Okay.
original overworld from Super Mario World. You're probably going to want to just delete this and start fresh.
But
So
in the
I'm going
future,
to
can you learn
click
how
this
to?
button here.
Sorry.
I'm in layer 2 8x8 editor mode. Thus I
Right.
can actually edit the 8x8 tiles that make up the graphics of the overworld. The 16x16 tiles make up the levels, the pipes that are connected to other pipes. Yeah, I think these are two connected ones, for example.
Down.
This is another
Oh
example of a level
yeah.
tile, so is this, so is this.
Yep.
And
I already
also
know that.
warps like these. And if you hit the 9 button on your keyboard, you actually get to see the paths.
The
These are like
problem I'm
invisible to
having
the
is with
player.
warps. The problem I'm having is with
Warps.
freaking warps.
So I'm probably going to make a quick
When
example to just show you how warp pipes and warp stars work. But what I'm going to do first
no,
is
no,
actually
not
just...
that. I mean, like, I changed the paths, but the paths don't stay. Yet I have changed overworld.
The paths don't persist, you mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't have that much of a hard time setting this up anyways, because I've done overworlds enough anyways as it is. So first things first, I'm going to just click here with like my left mouse button in layer 2 8x8 editor. I'm going to just drag my selection all the way to the bottom right corner, just to select everything on the overworld, and then I delete it. I'm starting fresh.
Oh,
Then I think I'll do the
so
exact same thing with
how
everything.
did you do? Because when I did that, it wants me to go away and deselect it.
So, could you repeat? I think like I'm still having trouble hearing you through your mic. That or maybe it's like internet connection that's being a problem.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Ah,
I don't know if it's your mic or if it's bad internet right now.
no, it's my mic.
Okay, you fixed it?
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you
Hello?
clearer now. So what was it you wanted to know again?
How do I get rid of this?
So essentially, how do you get rid of all these 8x8 tiles?
Yeah, without going to the manually selecting.
Without manually selecting each one. I'm actually just dragging after clicking, and there's this outline box here. So I'm essentially making a selection of all these tiles just by dragging from the top left corner to the bottom right. And then I hit delete after having made that selection and all the tiles are gone.
Right.
So this is what I usually do to just start fresh every time I make an overworld, so there's no way I can just make a blatant edit of previously existing overworld from the original Super Mario World. I also went into layer 1 16x16 editor mode and cleared everything out there too.
Hello? You can hear me, right?
Yep. Event editor mode. I'm tempted to clear all this stuff out too.
Can you not make this a long? Can you split this into parts? Because I have 88.
I'm pretty sure I can do that.
Like 15 minutes every.
Like 15-minute intervals, that could be arranged.
And then
Shouldn't be hard to just split them into 15 minutes at all. That should not be hard. So everything has been wiped, basically.
Okay. We have nothing.
I'm probably also going to click this button right here, Layer 2 Event Editor Mode. I'm going to wipe out all the previously existing event data as well. So what I do from here is after I've clicked this, I actually hold the page up key on my keyboard until I've cycled through every event, and I'm at the end of the list of Layer 2 events. Then I'm going to just go and delete all of them.
Text on Discord fine, but not on your computer. Oh.
We'll definitely be going into this in more detail later. I mean, I actually want to just get some tiles placed down. Just so we actually have some sort of idea as to what we're actually going to be doing here. So I'm going to go and just stay in Layer 2 Editor mode for now, 8x8 tiles. So I want to work on the overworld map.
No, like, for using the tile.
And then you can cycle through all the available palettes that you can actually just use for your overworld tiles with this specific setting. And if you want to change the palette for a specific tile or a selection of tiles, use the second palette option. This is obviously ugly and we're not leaving it like this, but this is just to show you the difference between the two palette selection menus. You can't do anything meaningful with palettes 8 through F though.
Yeah, because I tried that and they're not.
You're restricted to 4, 5, 6, and 7, but you can also unlock palettes 3, 2, 1, and 0 also. This is what I usually do every time I make an overworld. It's in extra options. I click on the box that says Disable Event Path Fade Effect, which frees up some colors in palettes 0 and 3. That plus, I never even noticed the difference between having this on or having it off either. So every time I make an overworld, I just tick this box. Then you can actually start changing these palettes. Except I have to make a custom palette. So if you enable a custom palette for the overworld. Yes, I still can.
You can. Sorry, I was just making sure.
Making sure?
Sorry.
I mean, it makes sense.
Because my mic doesn't pick up.
I'm just trying to make sure, like, you can understand everything I'm doing, because I don't want to feel like I've failed to teach you.
Yeah, maybe at least some other people will like it.
That too. So I'm looking at some smoke right here. This is where Yoshi's house was on the overworld. This is where Yoshi's Island was. So I feel like I'm going to kind of just build from here. So what I'm going to do is just select palette 4. I'm going to grab this tile, place it here. So I'm going to start building a landmass. Yes?
I make sound music because I can pick up the soundtrack on the sound and easier than actual game. What if I'm I remix music for your...
If you remix music? If I knew how to actually insert the music into Super Mario ROM hacks, but that's... Well, I know how to insert it, but only if someone else has done it completely for me, so it's not really in my specialty.
Could you learn that? Because I know how to...
It would be so cool if I could, in all honesty. So what I'm doing right now is just grabbing tiles off of this 8x8 overworld tile selector. And you can actually grab multiple tiles at a time if you want.
You know why I want you?
You can grab many in one shot, but
wait,
I typically don't do this.
I have 200 music videos on my channel that are just laying there. And I someone to use them.
It's also important to know which tiles go together. And once you've made a
Yeah.
selection of tiles, you can just
Also, I'm
left
sorry
click
for
to
being a bad.
paste it wherever you wish throughout the
I'm
overworld
sorry
map
for
you want to
being a
build.
bad student.
I mean, you're not that bad. Are you at least learning something?
I learned how to do the zero disable the
Nice.
0, 1, and 2, 3 thing.
So I've just selected
And
these
I
two
learned how
tiles
to.
here. They're currently not properly lined up with this tile and this tile, so I'm
But
going
my
to
headache,
flip
my headache, no,
X.
but my migraine. Wait, but my migraine is making it hard to process.
I guess I can definitely upload this to YouTube later. I mean that, plus I also want to have an example of like what I'm going to be doing on future live streams. So I essentially had these two tiles here, and I hit this flip X button to flip the entire selection horizontally. So now that's just a small part of an island we're going to be building. I'm going to grab this tile and start actually filling this in a bit.
I'm
Though maybe it would be
more.
better to perhaps just figure out how big your island's going to be and then just kind of fill it in.
I'm more of a programmer that, like, actually, I can code, but not. I have to tweak stuff and not like start from scratch. Like I can't start from scratch. It gives me headache. Like
Right.
remember the build? Remember?
Actually, no, not exactly.
The FT Linux?
Oh, think so. It would also help to actually look at the pre-existing map from the original Super Mario to just get a feel as to how the tiles are actually placed. These are like cliff sides. The green tiles are grass, basically. The palettes are slightly different in caves, but we're just going to be assuming like orange is cliff and green is grass. So we're going to grab two of these tiles. We're going to paste them down and actually flip Y to get the orange cliff tiles underneath the green grass tiles. Then I'll repeat this process for those tiles. Gonna just copy this corner tile, then flip Y and flip X.
Hello?
So, yes?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still
I
here.
don't think I'm learning anything. I'm not learning anything.
Sure, you gotta be learning
Maybe you should
something.
wait.
And I'm gonna grab this orange tile right here. That's like actually the middle of the cliff tile setting.
It's just not sinking into my memory.
That's why I figured I was just gonna upload this to YouTube. So don't worry if you don't feel like you're getting anything done right now, then you can always just rewatch it later at any time.
Can you make a playlist?
And yeah, that too. So I'm just gonna keep on grabbing the tiles based on the tiles I already have here and just building some sort of an island with which you're gonna put Mario on.
And then we can stop.
So I just grabbed like these 6 tiles all at once and I just spam left clicked just to more or less fill this in.
Attempt it. How about?
Also, I'm gonna go quickly grab a level tile just to see where those go on the overworld. So I'll quickly jump back into layer 1 16 by 16 editor mode.
Levelengine.
Yes?
Levelengine.
Yeah, I'm still here.
You should name this level Doki Doki Levelengine Club.
What, you mean one of the level tiles?
No, I meant the name of the video playlist.
The playlist.
And then,
I think I'd rather just call it Overworld tutorial.
Okay. Also, it's funny, in Silver Gunner King for the Obama is gonna be.
Then these are the path tiles, so I'm gonna copy one of the path tiles after getting back into 8x8 editing mode. Paste it here, paste one there, flip Y. I'll grab these two and paste them just one over to the right, flip X again, and there's a level tile.
Sorry for cutting out. I might cut.
It's fine.
Sorry, I'm just hyper. I'm sorry.
I see.
I get really upset.
Though it's actually going to be similar to this, my live stream structure, but I'm going to be like the only one like actually talking. This is just like more or less a test for what we'll be doing in the future.
This is just a test, right?
Basically. It's going to be uploaded most likely
And
because it was your request, and I also like to have a sample of what we'll be doing in the future on live streams.
and can we actually can we actually build a game from start to finish?
I'm actually still doing one with Physicist and Debug right now. And if you
No,
decide to actually learn
well,
Lunar Magic and to get good enough at making levels, you can definitely hop on board.
no, I just wanna be the add ideas.
Yeah, I guess you could do that too.
Well, like, can I just be the idea part maker?
Possibly.
Cause I'm really good. I'm I'm good at remixing songs.
So I have a level tile here, and I'm just thinking where I'm going to want to actually build a path to place the rest of the
What
levels.
if I learn ASM?
If you learn ASM, that would be pretty nice. Maybe you'd actually teach me a few things myself. So I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to have a simple path leading from here to here.
Cause I know the basic LDA, SDA hash and that stuff.
Pound sign, hashtag, I vaguely know that too. So I'm just going to keep on grabbing the path tiles I need to make a path from this level tile to the next because
But if I already know programming, should I just go to assembly or learn a different language?
assembly is pretty different from the higher level programming language I'm used to.
Should I? But is it will it take me more time to plus plus not be able to use it and just use assembly? What should I do?
So you want to
Oh my
learn either
god!
C++ or assembly? Depends on which you feel like you're going to get more use out of, really.
I'm gonna be making romhack. Be right back, my dad's here.
Okay. So I guess I should just wait until you come back then?